Now follow these steps carefully and use a little bit of care when doing this, but the thing to go to is this PC. And even though I have a shortcut right here on my taskbar, I keep it there because I use that a lot. I will do it down here so you see how to find it easier on the search bar. Just start typing the word this, and right away you'll get right here. That is what we're looking for. So if I click on that, you will see this right here. Sometimes you have to scroll down to see it, but what we're looking for is the local disk C drive. Right there, the letter C. Some of your computers might have backup drives and so on built into them, and you'll see another smaller drive next to it here. But what we're looking for is the C drive here. So if we double click on our C drive, you will see a folder called Users. I'm going to double click on that. And here it will show you the users on the computer. This computer happens to have 2 users. Most of you will probably have 1 user unless you've created another one. I have a personal one. I have one for 2B Tech University, which is the one that we use for these classes. You will always see one that says public and one that says default. Ignore those. But if you go right here to this folder and put your mouse over it, it'll tell you how big that folder is. Right here it's telling us that it's 4.9 gigabytes. We don't keep a lot of data here. Your data folder as your user will probably be quite a bit bigger. But if you take this window, you can just move it to the side. And if you put a flash drive in, let me show you what happens there. Now I'm working on a Windows computer, but so you hear the little click, and this flash drive that I have here has quite a few backed up episodes on here and so on. The thing to do is very simple. Just take this entire folder, your user folder, in this case 2B Tech University. You click on it, hold the button down, and when you get here, you see that it tells you that it's going to copy to the USB drive D. If I let it go right here, it'll start copying the entire folder over. I'm not going to do it. It takes quite a bit of time. That's the next thing I wanted to mention. The process is going to take time, but it's absolutely the best way of making sure you get everything from the old computer to the new computer. Now, it's important to mention here the difference between data and programs. When you do this, you are going to get, let me double click on this. You are going to get all your data. In other words, all your pictures, your videos, your documents, and so on. You're going to get your desktop. You're going to get your everything that you have here, but your programs will have to be reinstalled on your new computer. A lot of the times, if you have downloaded programs onto your computer, they will probably still be in your download folder if you have not deleted them. For example, here you see the Zoom installer is here already. So when you move all this over, you can actually reinstall some of the programs that you've downloaded if you haven't deleted them right from in here. But everything will be there except your programs. You can move it all over that way. You can also go through your computer and move specific folders, but in that situation you can tend to miss some folders that you may want, some critical folders. If you have things like Microsoft OneDrive that I know Ernie uses, for example, all you have to do is log in on your new computer and you'll have it there. The other thing, those of you that use Google Chrome, it's very simple. You can search for Google Chrome download and just download Google Chrome, install it on your computer, and sign in with your whatever email and password you use for your Google Chrome. And the Google Chrome will bring back all your favorites and things like that that are on your Google Chrome. Your passwords, for example. A lot of the times when you go through this process, you're not going to get your passwords for Google. But that is pretty easy to solve. All you have to do is go to the three buttons up here. Click on that. Go to your settings tab right here. Scroll down a little bit down to passwords. Click on that. And here are all your passwords. It doesn't actually show the password, but it shows you what website is for, and it shows you your username. Now, you can see your password by clicking here. And if you do that, it's going to ask you, for example, on my computer, I am on a Microsoft account. I have a Microsoft account, which is another thing. If you have a Microsoft account on your old computer, sign in your new computer into your Microsoft account by using your username and password, and a lot of things that you have put in there, including your OneDrive connection and so on, will come back in automatically. Now, in Save Passwords here, you can click on this to see a specific password, but there's another thing you can do. If you go here to More Actions, and you click on that, you can export your passwords. And if you click on Export Passwords, your password will be visible to anyone who can see this export file. It's giving you a warning. It is important, if you do this export, don't leave this file on your computer, because if somebody gets a hold of your computer, they are going to know all your passwords. So what I do when I export these passwords, I put them on a flash drive, and I keep that flash drive separate from my computer for security reasons. But if you export your passwords, you can always refer to this list on your old computer if you have trouble accessing or remembering any of the passwords on your new computer. So there's that option. I'm going to cancel out of that because I don't want to go through that process right now. So anything that's online, like your Google Chrome, your favorites, your passwords and so on, you can get access to a lot of that by just signing in as yourself on the new computer on Google Chrome. Same thing if you have a Microsoft account, just sign in your new computer into that Microsoft account so it automatically goes into that account when you open the computer, and you'll get access to all the things that you had on your old computer, like Microsoft OneDrive if you're using it, like my friend Ernie does. The other thing, when you get a new computer, it's a great time to organize. Let me close this out here a minute. It's a great time to organize your files and maybe delete some of the things that you don't want on your new computer that you realize you were just saving. For example, too many repeat photos or videos and so on your new computer. The other thing that we like about backing up a computer and transferring the data this way, that USB drive, and you're going to need a fairly large one, let's say 16 gigabyte one, perhaps 32 if you have a lot of media type things like photos and videos. But once you do that, you are going to have a backup of your old computer on that flash drive, which is handy to have. And when you go to putting your files on your new computer, you just take the flash drive that you've just backed everything up onto, plug it into your new computer, and how I like to do it is I take that folder. Let's say I have a folder here with all that new data, and then again, it's going to take a little while, but you take the entire folder. I like to put it on the desktop, so it's right there. After it's on your desktop, the process is very fast once you want to move things over. So what you do when you're ready to move things over onto your next computer, you open this PC. Again, you go to your C drive on the new computer. You open up your users. And here you have probably created your new user when you set up your new computer. If not, you can set up your new user. And what you do is you open up that user. You move it here to the side a little bit. You open up your USB drive and open up the folder that you backed up, and you will see it'll look like this. What I do is I click on the window of the flash drive. I hit the letters Control A, and that selects everything. And I just take that and drag it into this new area. What's going to happen then, it's going to replace all the stuff on your new computer with your desktop, your picture folder, your download folder, and so on that you had on your old computer. So even your desktop is going to look the same on the new computer once the process is completed. When you do that, it's going to ask you if you want to replace these folders on your new computer with the folders that you're moving over from the flash drive. The correct answer, of course, is yes. And replace all this stuff, and your computer will look just like your old one, with the exception of programs. So let's say you use, for example, Firefox browser. You're going to have to download it again. Same thing with the Chrome browser. I love Chrome because once I sign in with my Chrome account, it's going to put everything the way it was. Same thing with a Microsoft account. If you have a subscription to Microsoft Office, for example, you'll be able to set it up on your new computer using your credentials from the old one. If you have a Microsoft account, it'll automatically know that it is you when you sign in, and that should come right back for you. So be careful here. One thing I wanted to point out, when you have the flash drive in and you drag something into that flash drive, it's going to leave it intact on your computer and just make a copy on the flash drive. But a word of warning. If you don't have a flash drive in and you're just on the computer, when you drag something from one place to another on the computer, it's going to take it out of the old place and put it in the new place. So you have to be careful with that, okay? In the case where you're working inside your computer and you don't want to take it away from the old place, you just want a copy of it somewhere else on your computer, copy it and then paste it into the new area where you want to have it. Another thing to point out, I think Ernie was talking about the file tree. He had a question about that. This symbol right here, which will be by default on your taskbar on your Windows 10 computer, is your File Explorer. And if you click on that, it'll show you your main files right here. But you can also click on things like your desktop here, and it'll show you what files are on your desktop. As you notice, it's not showing me my shortcuts to programs like these, but it is showing me all my files. That's why it's called File Explorer. So what you're seeing is data and not programs. So that's a handy way to look at it. As far as organization, it's a matter of personal preference. We had an earlier class where we show you how to create files and how to create files within files. So you can use that as a system to organize things. A lot of us prefer to use the built-in files that are here already, like, and these are files that are built into this already, like your downloads, your pictures, your music, your documents. Here it's showing my other folders that I have created on this computer, so it's handy just going to File Explorer. But I keep a lot of things on my desktop, on my personal computer, and I have two big folders. One that says business, one that says personal. If I open up those folders, inside of that, I have created a series of other folders and subfolders after that to keep everything organized. It lets me very quickly get to what I'm looking for. Sometimes you might get confused when you get a new computer and you are trying to find something. So to remind you again, we've covered this before, but one of the great tools is right here, the search bar. If you lose anything, this will tell you where it is. We've gone over this before in another class, but I'll go over it briefly again here. If you click on this box and you start typing what you're looking for. Let's say I'm looking for this folder I have on the desktop right here. You can see the corner of it, 25 basic keyboard shortcuts and so on, which we're going to do in another class. That's why it's there. But all that I can remember is that that folder has the number 25 in it. So if I click down here and start typing the number 25, right there, right to the top, it found it for me. And if you go here to your right, you'll see it actually tells me the location of it. It's in my C drive, the users folder, 2B Tech University user, that's the user, and it's on the desktop. So you can open it from here. You can open it from here by just clicking on it. So it's just, or you can open the actual file location right here. So if I click on Open File Location, it takes me right there to my desktop, even highlights it for you so it's easy to find. Very useful. Let's say you're just looking for a PDF. All you want to know is, where are my PDFs? I can't find them. At that point, you're looking for a file extension. So you put period PDF. And as you can see here, it's found all the PDFs for me. So if in the transition of folders and moving things over and you start getting confused and you can't find where something is, foolproof way. Just use the little bar here on the bottom. It's great. You can type anything in there and it'll find it for you. Even a program. Even though all your programs are here, if you say you get to your new computer, you click on that, all your programs are here. But you can also look for a program. Let's say I'm looking for Office. Without having to scroll through all that, I just start typing the word here, Office, and right there. Found Microsoft Office Word 2007, which happens to be on this computer. It also found the entire Office suite right there. So it is a great way to find what's there. If you're not sure if you moved something over, you can search for it that way on your new computer. And if it's not there, find for what reason it didn't move over and do it that way. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy our video, please like our video below. And please subscribe to our channel. That way you can get regular notifications of when we post new videos and so on. Like always, right in the description section, you will have links to any products, any software, any websites that we mention in that particular video. You will also have a link there to our membership area. We have a membership course that we make available, and please click on the link, take a look. It has an explanation of what the course is about. And again, don't forget to like our video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.